Hello, Soldierboy here, and welcome to this week's channel schedule. Now, before we start into this week, let me just talk about last week a little bit. So, we didn't have an episode of Far Cry New Dawn, and didn't have an episode of SnowRunner last week because I can't stay awake. Simple as that. We've had this issue with drowsiness for a while now. I thought we was getting through it with the help of using a machine at night to help sleep, but it's come back with a vengeance, and it's making episodic content extremely difficult to not just record but also edit. And it seems like I'm worse in the afternoons. So I'm going to keep trying, and for the next couple of weeks, I'm going to keep trying to get back to where we should be in terms of episodic content, Far Cry New Dawn, SnowRunner, but also Wreckfest and the second game in the Metal Gear Solid series. If after a couple of weeks I still can't do it, I'm still struggling, my thinking is we're going to have to drop a Wednesday stream, and I get all my editing done and recording done Wednesday mornings when I'm more awake and with it. I don't want to do that. I don't really want to go down to 4 streams a week, but I just don't know what else to do at this point. I hate saying in a schedule we're doing something and we don't do it. So I'm in a no-win situation. I want to have a schedule. I want to be sure we're sticking to it. It's good for me mentally as well as you guys knowing what's coming up. But yeah, it's just an issue at the minute. So I have put the episodes of Far Cry New Dawn and SnowRunner this week as subject to change. So I'm not guaranteeing they will happen, but I'm hoping they will, if that makes sense. And I'm still trying to get Wreckfest and Metal Gear Solid back on the channel as soon as we can. But that's the bad side. So this week we have the RoadCraft continues. We've nearly finished the base game, and then we start the DLC, the rebuild DLC. So hopefully, maybe Monday morning stream, we'll finish RoadCraft base game and then start the DLC either Monday or Wednesday, potentially, hopefully. Also this week, because we finished Assassin's Creed Shadows, we didn't quite manage the platinum last week, but I'm trying to get it done in my own time. Again, I've got to find a way of doing it when I'm not actually awake. We are going to begin and hopefully finish in the next week or two the Star Wars Outlaws DLC, A Pirate's Fortune. Now, we played through live on the channel Star Wars Outlaws. We also did the first DLC, which was extremely disappointed by. I've been told the second DLC is better, so we're going to go back and have a look at that. The reason for doing it is also because we've paid for it, so we need to do it. If that makes sense, I don't want to have a season pass or something but never use the content. So we are going to go back and do the second DLC of Star Wars Outlaws. That begins on Tuesday, and we'll take the Tuesday and Thursday slot currently. Also, on Wednesday, we begin the vote for next main live stream game. Now, Ghost of Yotai will be in that vote, along with other things that you guys suggested, and we already have on our list. So watch out for that vote on Wednesday. It'll probably run until Saturday. We may end up doing 2 votes because YouTube has now limited the amount of choices you have in a vote. I think it used to be 6. It's now down, I think, 4. I need to double check that. But we were quite happy having a good wide choice. 4 seems too small. So we may have to do 2 votes, and the top 2 of both votes then have a vote off, essentially. But I'll see how it goes when we do it. We have a long list of games. You guys are always suggesting things as well, which is brilliant. Just making that all fit in where possible. I think that's about it. I think we're 2 weeks also away from half term. So we've got this week coming and the next week. And then I think it's a week of half term again, which is going to really knock us for 6 once again. But we can try and do what we can. But I do think that's everything. So hopefully Far Cry New Dawn and SnowRunner will be back on the channel this week after missing episodes last week. RoadCraft and the rebuild DLC hopefully we're starting this week, and Star Wars Outlaws DLC, A Pirate's Fortune, this week as well. And that's everything. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for last week. It was an incredible week. Really happy with Shadows and what we've done so far. We'll obviously be doing Mirage when the DLC for that releases in November. But that's it. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for everything, and we'll see you in a live stream very soon. Here comes the schedule.